so we totally fail.
Why is that?
Because Mockingjay Part 1 came out and we were just like, la 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 la.
I feel like that's just us in general. You realize we still have not seen The Giver.
Don't talk to me about The Giver.
Or The Maze Runner.
Don't talk to me about The Maze Runner.
Yeah, so we really have dropped the ball this year.
Yeah.
But we finally did go see The Mockingjay.
Yay!
And it was way better than I actually expected it to. I kind of, like, lowered my expectations for this movie.
See, I went in with pretty high hopes because I really, really, really liked Catching Fire.
Yeah, but I was like, why are they doing it in 2 parts? It doesn't need to be in 2 parts. I was totally wrong. It needed to be in 2 parts, and they did an excellent job.
See, my overall thing was it definitely felt like the middle movie. Like, I came into that being like, this is definitely just setting up for the last one. Like, there were parts of it that I really, really, really did like, but I felt like I was at Pirates of the Caribbean 2 again, where it's like, yeah, we're building up to the part I'm super, and it's over.
Yeah, but see, that was their big reveal, right? Like, ooh, like, stay tuned, because, you know, he's gonna try and kill her in the next one as well.
Also, props to Peeta for being crazy.
Oh, he did an excellent
You
job.
were phenomenal, buddy. Like, that was like, whoa.
And I've seen it twice now in, like, the span of, like, 3 days. But, like, I was, like, really watching, and I was like, what? Like, his face was, like, so, like, full. But by, like, the 3rd time you kind of see him,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like, holy
Yeah.
crap. And I'm hoping that's CGI, because that poor actor was starving. Somebody should give him a carrot.
Yeah, that was, like,
It was really well
details in those are lovely. Like, they... Also, the performances by certain people. So, I guess we should probably start going into, like...
we get introduced to some new characters, mainly the director team who's filming Katniss's.
Natalie Dorner, I love you. Can I just tell you how much I love you in a non-creepy way? You were a wonderful actress, and I absolutely adore everything you've ever done.
I loved her costuming, too.
Yes!
Like, with, like, the tattoos on one side and the shaved head, and
Yeah.
it was just, like... And I turned to my mom when I was watching it with her, and I was like, you know, that's Marjorie Tyrell, right? She's like, who's that? And I'm like, Game of Thrones? She's like, oh, it is!
Also, fun fact, you know the movie Casanova?
Yes.
She plays the woman that Casanova is supposed to be marrying, the virgin.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god!
Blow your mind.
Yeah.
There you go.
They did a great job with them. They were very, like, directory and just...
I like the technology that they
Yeah.
used for the filming, like how it's like a camera on the head. Like, that was just brilliant. That blew my mind away.
And I loved their, like, fake green screen where you could, like, see it automatically.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of, like, popped up and you're like, yeah. Who else?
Okay, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I'm so upset.
He stole every scene he was in. Like, holy crap.
We were dying.
Oh man, it was so bad. We're in the theater the first time we saw it, and he's cracking jokes, and he's just... I related to him so hard the entire movie, because he's just trying to be marketable. He's trying to send out this message. He's coming from this from a completely show business kind of point, and I related to him, because it's just like, I know those filming problems. It's just like, no, you're not being believable. Come on, you gotta
talk more.
You gotta do this. And I'm just like, you and me, buddy.
I get you.
And
we felt like such monsters, because at the end, you know, after Peeta's tried to kill her, and they're like, oh, okay, this is probably what's happened. They've hijacked him. And he's like, this is new territory.
We can do things with this. And the two of us, every one of his snide remarks that he makes throughout this entire movie, we're laughing like lunatics. We are the only 2 people in this theater who are laughing.
And he's just like, fuck it, we can do it.
And it's just like,
we're just like, that's great.
It's like, you are me. You are total. So the green screen's not working. Okay, let's do this on the white screen. I can do this. I can edit this. I can make you pop up out of nowhere. I got this. I'm just like, yes.
You are my hero, my friend. And I'm so I I didn't know that he had passed away until I saw like the thing go in memory of Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm like, who's he? And then I see the list of the casting, and I'm like, oh, come on.
It was very, very sad.
Disappointed, and
it was very
yeah.
sad when he passed. He was such a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Like, I have never seen a performance by him that I didn't like. check out In Cold Blood. That was like, he was really, really famous for that.
Yeah.
But
President Snow is just
lovely.
So creepy. So
oh man, him and
perfect.
Katniss, like the creepy chemistry the two of them have together.
Yeah.
Holy crap, like that's so crazy. Like the scene where he's on screen and she's talking to him and she's trying to stall for time, and oh man,
that was great.
Oh, I love
Haymitch. He just
Haymitch wasn't there for the majority of the movie because he's in a drunk tank downstairs.
But when he was there, you just can't help but love him.
You can tell that all of these actors just love this story because like everyone is just having the time of their lives. Like Woody Harrelson, he's just like, hey Katniss, we're good friends. You're like my only friend I have in here. I know you're having a hard time. Did they give you anything medicinal? Just like,
fuck you. Just like,
oh, it's so much
Elizabeth
fun.
Banks. Yeah. Just Effie in having a turmoil. I missed my wigs.
I just miss coffee.
And then I remembered that this was all the rage when I was coming up. I was just like, oh my god, I love you.
It's like, nobody knows her like I do. No one can make her into that. And I'm just like, Effie, I love you.
Just force her to wear a jumpsuit and you get the best characterizations of her you've ever seen in your life. So just everybody in this movie was just on their game.
Oh, you know what drove me crazy though? Coin. Because I know I'm not supposed to trust you.
But
like I know it, but you are making me want to trust you. You're just being like, everything's going to be okay. And I'm like, I do not trust you. You're doing stuff. There's like I know that you're gonna turn against me. But I want to trust you.
I know, right?
Oh.
But it'll be so nice to like see like a descent into that. Like maybe like she's not like a bad person, but she's forced to make these really difficult decisions. And I really like that they played up that character because kind of when I was reading, I was like, oh, probably not trust you.
It's so easy to kind of like make her into a mustache twirling villain from the get go.
But they didn't.
And so that
that was wonderful. I was really worried that Katniss was going to spend a lot of time on screen just crying. That could have been a disaster because the Katniss in the book, I feel like, had a lot more trouble adjusting to things.
I think part of it, now this might just be my crazy brain, is that in the book you're reading everything from Katniss's perspective. So you're stuck in Katniss's head. So you can you're constantly in her inner turmoil and her descent in, like, her disintegrating self. In the movie, we're forced outside of her head. We're a third-person perspective, so we don't see the as much. We can kind of see the strong face that she's putting on, and every once in a while the mask slips.
I really liked that, and I know people who had like a lot of complaints about the third book where it was just like she breaks, and like people have been through worse than her, but she is just breaking down. And I've heard a lot of happy things from those people where they're like, yeah, she was crying a little bit, but you know what?
The thing I did like about Mockingjay and her Katniss being, like the book specifically, when her, like, just disintegrating as a person, you don't see that. Like, that is not something you find a lot in YA, because it's normally the other way around, where something bad happens to the main character, and the main character automatically works to become this crazy powerhouse. Katniss suffers. And Katniss, at the end of the entire trilogy, she is a broken person who has a lot of issues, like many, many issues that she has to sort out, and she's failing at it.
I have to admit.
That is not something you see a lot.
It's a reversal,
Yeah, and it's believable to me because going through just everything that she goes through, she thinks she's finally fixed something, and then she finds out that
there's a lot more problems. Yeah, no, and like, it wasn't my complaint, but I like that. Like, it wouldn't have come off on screen the same way it came off in the book, and I like that they made that kind of switch. But you still get that sense that she's kind of breaking down. And you can see that Finnick is breaking down.
Oh, Finnick? Finnick has regrets.
Poor guy.
That was heartbreaking.
I feel like the second he gets Annie back, he's
back up in the game.
We get Joanna back by the end of the thing. I am
I
so
love
excited
her.
for that woman.
I love her. Like, she was my favorite part of the second movie.
She
Was just...
She was crazy, and you loved every second of it.
I loved Finnick in... So basically, at one point, they're trying to go in to get the victors and bring them out, because Peeta has gone on TV, and Peeta's in an interview, and Katniss, she's interrupting it. Like, all this, the footage, their propos are showing up. And he sees them. And he breaks down, and he basically says, they are coming, they are going to attack you. And so everybody realizes that he's basically screwed, he's doomed. And so they send in this team to go and bring them out. And Finnick has to go on air as a cover-up so that they can jam their signal. And it's basically, you just have to keep talking. Just keep talking. And he's just like, okay.
You want me to
Hi,
talk?
everyone. I'm Finnick O'Dare. I won the 65th Hunger Games. So, yeah, stuff happened, you know, being a victor isn't that great, because, you know, President Snow, he sold my body, and you're just like, whoa, whoa, and he's just so, like, snide about it, just being like, you know what, they gave me gifts and things, I realized that they're more important stuff, like secrets.
And then he just spills
and then
them
he
all.
just goes, and you're just like, oh my goodness, I love you, like,
you're like, there was the Finnick I met in the first
yeah.
one. Like, just wonderful. My favorite part, I think, of the whole movie, though, was the Hanging Tree song. And just the way they did that. Because they didn't just, like, hey, here's a song. They incorporated it into, like, 3 just different kind of scenes, and it just brought out the emotion of this song, and it was beautifully sung, it was beautifully done. First it starts out where they're, like, just, like, it's, like, after Gale's kind of done his part where he's talking about what happened when they bombed District 12, and, you know, you get that heartbreaking scene, and then they're, like, sitting by the river, and they're just kind of, like, relaxing, and, you know, things are starting to get better, and they're like, Katniss, sing a song, and then she starts singing the song, and it's so sad, and it starts to break your heart, and then they play it over her propaganda thing of the district, and then the song gets picked up by these people who are actually bombing a dam by the Capitol, and they're all dying, because, like, they're, like, taking these, like, bombs, and they're going up the thing, and they're all, like, just kind of rushing the guards so that they can get this bomb to the dam, and, you know, they're singing this song as they're going for it, and they're all dying, and then they get the bombs there, and you see people running away, but you know that they're not going to get away because the bomb explodes, and then
The water.
it just destroys everything, and it was just so well put together to just bring out the emotion of this song, and I was really, really impressed. And I had completely forgotten that this song was even in the book.
I think my favorite part of this movie was the Peeta reveal, and that was when the group actually goes in to the Capitol, and they know that they're keeping the victors in the tower, like the Tribune Tower. And so they go in, and as they get deeper into the tower, and it's just like, when you find out exactly kind of what's happening to Peeta and realize that it's been a trap, and there's just all of this stuff, these torture instruments and syringes, and
They're like, what is this? And you're like,
and you're just like, get out, guys, this is a trap, this is such a trap. And just, like, when Peeta finally comes to and sees Katniss and just launches, it's so vicious and so just kind of, like, visceral and dirty. Just the fight is so dirty. Oh, that was so well done and so put together. Like, oh.
You also get to see kind of, like, the descent of Katniss and Gale's relationship. You know what's coming, but it hasn't happened yet. And just... it was interesting because, like, you know, they're friends and they rely on each other, but Gale kind of seems to have a problem with the fact that she doesn't really return anyone's affection very well. She doesn't return his affection really well, and then he starts to make it a thing, and you're like, no, don't make this a thing.
Well, that kind of goes into it's cool and crazy how this kind of affects the actual, like, franchise. how a lot of media is trying to be like, oh, who's she gonna pick? Is she gonna be Team Gale or Team Peeta? Katniss is Team Katniss. Like,
Katniss is team, I'm dealing with my shit right now.
if Katniss picks anyone, that's not her at this point in the game. It's, I need to survive because I'm going crazy.
And on top of that, she's just fails at any kind of relationship. Like, even had she not gone into the Hunger Games, she would have been a horrible person to have a romance with just because she doesn't know how. It's just beyond her, I think.
And that's not a problem.
No.
I mean, that's another reason why I really like Katniss, because her priorities don't line up with what you find in a lot of young adult fiction, and a lot of just fiction in general.
Yeah, it's true.
The romance is not the be and all.
Yeah, it's just kind of there, and it's really awkward a lot of the time. And you have those sweet moments, but they're really hard for her.
And you know that she loves both Gale and Peeta. Like, when President Snow basically says, "Oh, I know that you're in here. I know why you're talking to me. Don't you think you didn't think that I'd figure this out?" And she just loses it. She like freaks out. Have I lost them both? Have I lost them both? I love them. And like, I loved her like security guy, like Remy from House of Cards. What a pleasure. Like, he's just, the entire movie, he's just badass. He's just like, okay, we're going into this district, we should be okay. No, you fool, come back.
He had his priorities straight.
And okay, other great scenes, when they try to film the propose, and Katniss is just so awkward. And then Haymitch is just like, out of the drunk tank, let's do this. So guys, when did Katniss ever make you feel anything? Not when Peeta made you feel something for Katniss. I'm gonna write up on this. Oh,
not when you admired her dress.
Is this important? Too bad. I hope it's not important. And you get to see the beginning, kind of like, it's kind of been alluded through everything. Effie and Haymitch, like, their kind of relationship. It's like, I like you more. You're just like, whoa.
Like, oh, okay, can we see more of this?
Effie was great, though, because she's like, oh, when she's
like, raises her hand, like,
I love her. When she volunteered for her sister. Rue.
She's so cute. That's just great.
Effie's the best.
Oh,
also,
God.
the shout out to, about, what's the fashion designer?
Oh, Cinna.
Cinna. I was not ready for that in the second movie.
No, it hurt.
Oh.
It really hurt.
Oh my goodness, Cinna was like one of my favorite characters, because he was just the voice of reason.
And just kindness and understanding, when you were getting a lot of that.
Costuming.
They did a good job once again. Like,
Mockingjay armor. I want it.
I loved it.
New prop build, guys.
Oh,
You'll
no.
get updates.
Okay. Just so good. I kind of wanted Effie's, like, I'm in mourning sweatshirt. It's just like, because it was like literally a smock, and it was like ginormous. I was like, I want that. This is not a costume you should be. Anyways.
Oh, man. That movie was a lot of fun. I'm so pumped for the next one. Philip Seymour Hoffman, you will always have a place in my heart. Like,
just for that role alone.
It's like, we can work with this.
So great. So obviously we love this movie, and I'm super pumped for the next one. And if they're smart, they will put it out as fast as possible.
November.
That's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Hey, you know what, buddy? We have the Avengers between now and then.
Do you really?
We do, yes.
Another Hemsworth.
Yes. All right, guys. So what were your thoughts on Mockingjay? Do you agree or disagree with us? Tell us in the comments, and we will talk to you later.